Hi everyone. I am going to demonstrate how to do, I think it's Lab 2, called Lab Safety. So- Okay, so I am going to demonstrate how to do it, and I have got my computer over on my right, and I've clicked on Lab 2, Lab Safety. And I'm on the Lab 2 Experiment 1 neutralization of acids and bases. That's what I'm going to demonstrate for you. And I have scrolled down to where it lists the experiment inventory, the materials. So I want to show you which materials that you're going to need. You'll need your acetic acid. You will need sodium bicarbonate, which is in the general lab safety pack. It's just sodium bicarbonate is baking soda. So it's just a little bit in a little bag. And then permanent marker, have my permanent marker. Water, which is over here in the sink, so you have to supply your own water. And 2 pipettes. Here's my 2 pipettes. 10 milliliter and 100 milliliter graduated cylinders. And then 250 milliliter beaker, 2 weigh boats. I have those here. Here's my 250 milliliter beaker. I got the 100 in case I needed it for the water. And then 8 litmus test strips. I got those. So I have everything that I need. And now I'm going to scroll down, and what you want to do is you want to read the procedure first before you do it. Every time you have a lab, there are 13 steps to this procedure, and you also have to fill out a table. So as you do it. So step 1 says use the permanent marker to label the 2 weigh boats A and C, and then step 2 label the 250 milliliter beaker as B. Now you're going to label directly. I think I would recommend maybe labeling on the bottom, but you're going to label directly on your beaker and your weigh boat. Myself, I am not going to do that because I don't want to mark on mine. But I am going to put some tape in front of them and label the tape. So, and if you don't want to mark on yours, you can label tape and put tape on the weigh boats and the beaker. But I'm going to get 3 pieces of tape. I guess you need to see them, huh? So I'll put them here. I don't know how close you can see. Not the greatest video recorder. Haven't had that much experience with it, but I can write upside down. So I want to label 1 weigh boat as A, 1 weigh boat as C, and then my beaker is going to be B. All right? You're just going to actually write on your weigh boats and your beaker. And then step 3, set the containers in that order. Use the 10 milliliter graduated cylinder to measure and pour 5 milliliters of water into weigh boat A. So what I'm going to do is put more than 5 milliliters in my graduated cylinder, and then I'm going to pour out slowly until I get down to the 5. The 5 milliliter mark is right there. And what you want to do is you want to get on eye level with that 5 milliliter mark to make sure that you're accurate. So you want to get like this. You want to get down here where your eyes are level with that 5 milliliters and just okay. So there we go. So I have my 5 milliliter, and then I want to pour it into weigh boat A. And step 5, add 0.5 grams of sodium bicarbonate to beaker B. And this is already measured for you. It is already 0.5 grams. One good thing about these eScience labs, I know they cost a lot, but they are already set up. I would just open the bag into the beaker in case your hands are shaky or you're messy or, that kind of thing. That way you don't lose any of it. And then use the 100 milliliter graduated cylinder to measure and pour 100 milliliters of water into beaker B. So I'm going to take this graduated cylinder, measure 100 milliliters of water. I'm going to do it the same way. I'm going to over pour it and then just kind of pour off. And then get on eye level and make sure, if I'm not exactly right, I'll pour a little bit more off, but this goes into beaker B. And I'm going to swirl mine a little. It says gently pipette the solution up and down until the sodium bicarbonate is fully dissolved. It's a lot better than swirling. So what you're going to do is mash the bulb in and out, while it's in the beaker, in the water, in the solution in the beaker, and that's going to help mix. That's going to mix up the sodium bicarbonate. And you're just going to do this until it looks, you can't see any sodium bicarbonate anymore. So I'm going to stop there, and then I'm going to leave my pipette in there. So it says, note, do not dispose of the pipette, leave it in beaker B. Now I'm on step 7, use the 10 milliliter graduated cylinder to measure and pour 5 milliliters of acetic acid solution into weighboat C. So this I can keep pretty accurate. 5 milliliters of acetic acid solution. How many does it say? 15. So you're going to need this for another experiment later, so make sure you just do 5. It's not as easy as it sounds. Either that or my hands are not very strong. And acetic acid is vinegar. This is a special concentration, or this is a certain concentration of vinegar, but it's just vinegar. Let me see where I am. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I actually went too far, and you can take these tips off of I can pour back into it. I don't recommend that, but I can, so I'm going to. This should make you feel good in case you make a mistake. It happens. But all of these, okay, so that's 5 milliliters. And then I'm going to put this back on very carefully, make sure that it clicks in place, or else my acetic acid is going to spill. Put my cap back on my acetic acid, and then what does it say to do? Let's see. Pour it into weighboat C. So I've got acetic acid in weighboat C. There we go, and it's just vinegar, so it's not going to harm you. And then use the litmus, hypothesize what the pH of the contents in each container is and record your hypothesis. You'll do that on your table. pH can go from 0 to 14. 0 to 7 and below would be an acid, and above 7 would be a base. So you're going to hypothesize what pH your sodium bicarbonate and well, A is water, B is sodium bicarbonate solution, and C is acetic acid solution. You know that's an acid, so you'll hypothesize. Then you're going to use the litmus test strips to determine what your pH actually is. And so you will need, I'm going to take this strip and just make sure that I put it in, like half of it into the water. And I'm just going to, I guess, just lay it on this. You could lay it on a white sheet of paper and you can see it better. But I'm going to just lay it down and then do the same thing with the sodium bicarbonate and the acetic acid. Okay, and I'm not sure how well you can see this, but this is what you probably can't see it at all, but anyway, it did really change color in the water, and it turned blue. It turned blue in the bicarbonate, in the sodium bicarbonate, which means it's a base. This isn't going to tell you the exact pH. It's just going to tell you if it's an acid or a base. And then the acetic acid stayed pink, so it's going to be an acid. The base, if it's a base, it'll turn blue, and if it's an acid, it'll be pink. Okay, so you're recording your color results, and then lay your litmus paper. Let me see a way I can do it. Get a paper towel or a white sheet of paper, and lay your litmus paper strips out. Then I can see that you did it, okay? So you can see that the water stayed kind of purple. The acid turned pink and the base turned blue. Well, let me bring it closer. All right, I want you to take a picture of yourself and the litmus paper strips. You're gonna do that, and turn that in to your assignment along with your completed worksheets. How much time have I used? Okay, I've still got a little bit of time. So the rest of this, it says pipette 1 milliliter of acetic acid from wayboat C into beaker B. Ensure that the transfer pipette does not touch the solution in beaker B. So I'm going to use my pipette that I haven't used yet, and I'm going to get 1 milliliter. Now 1 milliliter is just where my thumb is. It's down here at the bottom. So I'm going to draw up 1 milliliter in my pipette. And then I'm going to put it into beaker B without touching the solution. And I'm going to gently pipe it in and out to mix. And then I think it wants you to test it again. Test the pH of beaker B now using the litmus paper. So I'm going to get one more strip of litmus paper and test and lie that. I'm going to lay that kind of down here on the bottom of my paper. And it looks more like the water, which was purplish, which means it was neutral, closer to neutral. And it says repeat steps 10 through 12 4 more times until all the acetic acid has been added to beaker B. And so by that time, you're going to have used up all of your litmus paper. So that is how you do this lab. When you are finished with the lab, make sure you upload your photograph of yourself with the litmus paper strips that have been used and the documents that you have filled in. Thank you.